What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Steve's Random Stuff. Hey, today I'm out in the garage getting my tackle ready for the upcoming AVA inaugural tournament at Lake Sonoma. This is the wine region event, or there's six events. Two at Clear Lake, two at Lake Sonoma, and two at Lake Berryessa, scattered between October through May of 2025. So I'm fishing that circuit with my buddy Mike, and so just out here getting some stuff ready for Saturday. But I'm actually heading up to the lake on Friday in my boat to do some pre-fishing, and the tournament will be fishing in Mike's boat. So I got some challenges with what rods to take, what not to take, and what tackle to take. For Friday I got pretty much the full gamut, everything I could take, and then some. And then on Saturday I got to get all my tackle into this one bag, and so that's the challenge. And hopefully Friday I can weed out a few things. But before we get started, as always, when I am out here tying my baits on, I am tying them on, having a nice cold beverage. And today I'm drinking the Parliament Kaleidoscope Hazy IPA, 6.9 ABV, really good beer. I like their Kaleidoscope as well as their Prism IPA as well. That's a really good, good tasting beer. So cheers. So anyways, I got a bunch of rods out here, more than what I'll need on Saturday, but again, I got to do some experimenting. I'm looking at my history in my notes, and this is really important, why you should keep notes for your fishing, whether it's tournaments or non-tournaments. It's to look back at that history, and then kind of look back and see what baits were working, what wasn't working, the depths, the watercolor, stuff like that. And so look back at some of my old notes, and this is going back probably 20 years in some cases. It seemed like this time of year, October, the fish are still deep. You know, we're talking 40 or 50 feet. Had a really good day out there one time, drop shotting like 40 to 50 feet, just catching a ton of fish, up to like 3 pounds. Another time I had a tough day out there, and I ran into my buddy Gene in the parking lot, and he said they were catching fish on a brown and orange jig, down around 40 feet. So, but then again, there's other times where guys were fishing crankbaits up shallow in some of the creeks and catching fish. So, got to kind of figure it out. The weather is changing. Last weekend it was over 100 degrees. Saturday it's actually going to be down in the 70s with a chance of some light showers. So, I don't think those fish that are down deep are going to be affected too much by the change in the barometric pressure or whatever, or the weather. That might affect the shallow fish, but most of the fish that we caught on Saturday last week were small. I did hook into a good fish on the Tokyo rig. That came off, but I switched hooks on that. I was using a straight shank offset hook on the Tokyo rig, and I switched to an EWG. So hopefully if I get that chance, I'll hook up with that fish. So let's go over some of the rods. The baits probably may change by Saturday, but this is what I'm going to start with for Friday. Kind of experimenting with some colors and weights and stuff like that. So first of all, is a top water of some kind. Going with a super spook and a bass color. You can use a spook, a Sammy, Vixen, or a popper, anything of that type. I did have some success on Saturday with a popper and some really calm water. Usually when the water's like super calm and just slick, really slick, then I like to use a popper, something a little more subtle. The spook's a little louder, but Sammy is a little more subtle as well, so you know, have to experiment there. I got a drop shot in the rod locker. I didn't pull it out, just a typical drop shot, 1/4 ounce weight to get down deeper. 10-pound line on that drop shot. My other finesse rod is a shaky head. And again, experiment with colors. I got a 1/4 ounce shaky head on there. This is kind of a shad color. Can also go to something in the green or green pumpkin realm to try out. Another reaction bait here is Squareville. This is the Lure Jensen Speed Trap in the crawdad color. I did change the front hook on that to a red hook, and again, something to try shallow. I did have some luck on Saturday with the crankbait. I was just throwing a fat-free shad, kind of a medium diver, got down to about 10 feet. in a blueback color, and had some success with that, including big squawfish. Um, Another one, didn't have any luck on this on Saturday, but I did have some success on this a couple weeks ago when I was up there. And that's the Mr. B spinnerbait, just a shad color, or the chartreuse shad color. You can see that bait there. So whether or not they're hitting the spinnerbait or not, depending on the wind, that may not fly on Saturday. Another bait is a swim bait of some kind. I put this on a ball head, try something different. Maybe I can get this on the bottom and bounce it on some of the clearer areas away from the trees, because it is an open hook. Other thing is put like a flashy swimmer on there with a buried hook that's going to not get hung up in the weeds or in the trees. Another, just a quick tip for you. I don't have the rod sock on this one, but good tip for you. You know, usually when you take your bait and you hook it onto your rod and you just put your rod down, especially if it's a co-angler, you put it right down with all the other rods. What happens is that line that's kind of hanging out kind of get tangled up. Your rod tips will get tangled up in your lines and stuff, and it becomes a big cluster of trying to get your rod out. So I try to do this even when I'm fishing on my boat with the rods on the deck, is just take that line after you hook up your bait and just wrap it a couple times around your rod. That way it's not hanging down, you know, it's not hanging down and prone to get hung up with your other baits and your other rods and stuff. So a little tip for you. The other thing is to use some kind of oops, hit the camera, some kind of lure wrap. And this is just an old cheapy Bass Pro Shops lure wrap. I also like these Woo Tungsten clear ones. They're vinyl. The hooks don't get caught in the vinyl, but they can get caught in the mesh stuff here. And then there's some other types of, you know, lure wraps or something, especially with your treble hook type baits. You definitely want to go with some kind of lure wrap to protect your hooks. Amazon guys rocking out, I guess. This is and since we're on this subject here, something I'm going to try on Friday pre-fishing is some kind of jerk bait. This is a Lucky Craft pointer, and you know, it's fall. Those fish are chasing bait. There's no reason why they shouldn't hit a jerk bait. So, so jerk bait. So this is my my jerk bait rod is a Dobyns Champion 685 CB. It's actually a crankbait rod, but it's a 5 power. It's kind of heavy. It works great for jerk baits. It's got a firm enough tip where you can kind of jerk, you know, work that bait and soft enough because of the cranking rod that when the fish hit it, it really loads up well. It's only 6'8". I can throw crankbaits on this, no problem. Usually the smaller, like the speed traps and the smaller crankbaits and stuff. But I like to use my other rod, which is a Dobyns Champion 764 CBRM. Really great cranking rod, and it's longer, and I can cast that bait a lot farther. A couple other baits, as I mentioned earlier, maybe the Tokyo rig. I got an EWG. This is a 3/0 EWG with a 3/8 ounce weight with a creature bait. Again, experimenting on baits. I'll probably put on something like a Yamamoto Mermaid or something on there. And then a jig as well. This is the Mr. B football head jig. Brown and orange. This is a silicone type skirt. And again, experimenting with color on there. What I'll probably end up putting on there is the purple sculpin Mr. B jig. Really great color for Lake Sonoma. And then a couple other baits to experiment with on Friday, and that is a chatterbait. Just going naked. I'm not putting a trailer on this, just to see how it is. I can always put a trailer on later. Shad color. Again, I didn't have many success with this last week, but I'll give it a shot. And this is a rod that may end up staying home. And then just for fun, see if I can find some shad. And this is the Bass Slayer Baits Sleigh Rig. I got some gold blades on there because I'm expecting it to be kind of overcast. And then some various baits on there, easy shiners. And so I'll throw the sleigh rig around a little bit on Friday, and if I happen to get on a really good bite with the sleigh rig, then it might be an option, or at least I'll have Mike let Mike know, and he can have that, because he did have one out on last week and had a couple of hits on that. But it's fall, this fish should be chasing bait, and with the cooling weather, who knows? The water temperature has been pretty warm. I think in the last video I mentioned I got up to 76 in the afternoon. That was like at 2 o'clock. So anyways, I got a challenge ahead of me going through my rods. Got to condense everything down to 6 or 7 max on Saturday, but Friday I'm going to throw the gamut out there and have some fun and see what we can figure out. I think, like I said, I think those fish are going to be still deep for the most part, main lake areas. And I think with the cooler temperature and the chance of rain, that should keep some of the ski boats and recreational boaters away from the lake. So opens up the main lake for us fishermen. So that should about do it. If any questions, comments, leave them down below. I will probably do a video on Friday and give you an update probably before I get off the lake on what worked and what didn't. But those will get posted next week. This video will probably get posted on Saturday. Just a higher level tournament. I just want to keep some things a secret, but I'll get those posted and share that with you after the event, as well as video footage from the tournament on Saturday. And again, DD Bassin will probably have some video footage as well. So thanks for watching. Cheers to you. Good luck, good fishing, and we'll see you on the water.